there guys, gals, non-binary pals, GM Potter here. Welcome to my channel where I talk about books and bookish things. And today I have an advanced reader copy edition for you, which is the 10 Incarnations of Rebellion by Vaishnavi Patel. This book comes out on, sorry I have to check my notes, June 3rd of 2025. It'll be available in hardback for $29. It's about 320 pages. Let's get into it. So this book was given to me for free in exchange for my honest review by NetGalley and the publisher. And I just have to say I was so excited when this book came up as a book that I could request, and I was even more excited when I got approved to review it. Vaishnavi Patel is the author of Goddess of the River, which made one of my top 10 books, top books of the year. I'll go ahead and link that up ahead. That it was just absolutely an amazing book. Goddess of the River, I think I gave it 4 out of 5 stars because what it lacked in that 1 star was more that there was an expectation that you had to know Indian folklore and Indian creation myths, which I don't. So it's not the fault of the author, it's the fault of the reader, and it's more that there wasn't enough of an inroad for me. This book solves that problem in an immediate, wonderful way. I'll go ahead and read you the blurb from Goodreads, and then we'll talk about the book itself. So, from the New York Times best-selling author of Kalkiye comes an epic and daring novel that imagines an alternate version of India that was never liberated from the British, and a young woman who will change the tides of history. Kalki Divakar grows up a daughter of Kingston, a city the British built on the ashes of Bombay. The older generation, including her father, have been lost to the brutal hunt for rebels. Young men are drafted to fight wars they will never return from, and people of her city are more interested in fighting each other than facing their true oppressors. When tragedy strikes close to home, Kalki and her group of friends begin to play a dangerous game, obtaining jobs working for the British while secretly planning to destroy the empire from the inside out. They found Kingston's new independence movement, knowing one wrong move means certain death. Facing threats from all quarters, Kalki must decide whether it's more important to be a hero or to survive. Told as 10 moments from Kalki's life that mirror the Dashavartara, the 10 avatars of Vishnu, 10 Incarnations of Rebellion is a sweeping, deeply speculative novel of empowerment, friendship, self-determination, and the true meaning of freedom. This book, oh my goodness, this book is absolutely brilliant. From the very first line, which is, I learned how to hope at 19. That's the first line of the book, and that is a strong opening line. To the very last sentence, this book grabs you around the throat and drags you along on this story, and it's dedicated to the freedom fighters. There's a preface going into more detail on how this is an alternate history and where exactly the history timeline diverges from our timeline and things like that. It takes place in the 1960s, and at the end of the book, she includes a list of further reading. If you want actual history, these are good resources and good things to read. It talks about the Vande Mataram. I think I know I'm saying that wrong, but it's an epic poem turned into a song. She posts the lyrics all over her neighborhood as her first act of rebellion. She looks up the lyrics and she posts them around the neighborhood. I found the transliterated version of it, which starts with, Mother, I bow to thee, rich with hurrying streams, bright with thy orchard gleams, cool with winds of delight, dark fields waving, mother of might, mother free. It's talking about the motherland and the mother earth and these sorts of things, and a yearning for freedom and for to be free, and it's absolutely stirring. She doesn't put the whole thing in the book, the author leaves it up to the reader to look it up and to find what they're talking about, or not. That you could go into this blind in a way and not know what the author's talking about, or you can pause what you're reading and go and look up these things, because she talks about real songs and real people that things didn't turn out correctly. It talks about freedom fighters. It talks about doing, like, there's the show that was on the Disney Channel when I was a kid called The Famous Jet Jackson, and there's an episode where one of the characters says, just because it's legal doesn't mean it's right. And that is almost a central thesis of this book. So there's a draft, there's marriages of convenience and not love, there's an underground rebellion. It's told in first person in the most beautiful way, that it puts you right in the action. It puts, you know what the character knows. There's none of this first person omniscient nonsense that some authors like to write, that it's first person but somehow the sorry, my cat's digging through the trash. It's first person but somehow the narrator knows what's going on in other people's thoughts and ideas and other places. No, we know what she knows, and she knows a very limited amount. And so when something is revealed to her, we get that, and it expands a little bit, but it's never, you see everything. And it's just done really well. It's got this haunting, strong writing. It's got capable characters. It's got characters that you would want to know. It's got characters that, in this alternate timeline, are strong and capable and true to life in a way that I hope we can all be. That they're true to life and that they're flawed. They're not perfect characters. They're not Mary Sue's. But they have a strength that you can't possibly know you possess until you're put in that position. Until you're put in this impossible position. You can't know that you're this strong. And it's absolutely brilliant. I enjoyed every minute of reading this book. I have the advanced reader copy on my Kindle, but I will be purchasing a copy of this book for myself when it comes out, which again is June 3rd of 2025. I've got it pre-ordered for myself so that I can have a physical copy so that I can reread it and take it with me and share it among friends and things, because it's just that good. It's just that good. This book is, if you've ever been interested in Indian history or Indian culture or British colonies and the freedom that the British colonies fought for, this is definitely a book for you. It's an alternate history, it's a speculative fiction, but it is so well done. It is so well done and so absolutely breathtakingly amazing and beautiful. I highly recommend it. This one is 5 of 5 stars. I cried. There are parts in this book where I just cried. Are there any alternate history books that you've read that you were particularly fond or enthralled by? Enthralled is the right word for this book. I would love to hear what you're reading down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and let's show Vaishnavi Patel some love. See you in the next one. Bye.